Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. How's everyone doing today? As you can see, I'm not in the Headbangers Closet. I am in a hotel, uh, like, dining area, on a family vacation here in Massachusetts. I've been planning this vacation for a really long time, and I was like, there's a really cool record store in that area that I would love to hit. Um, See if I can make it happen. And today I did. So I want to show you guys the haul I picked up from Purchase Street Records in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Killer record store, been around a really long time. It's well known, famous in the area. It's huge for heavy metal fans, and whenever like metal bands come through this area, they're always stopping in there. The owner's getting pictures. He's in a heavy metal band himself, but the owner's getting pictures with guys, and they're hanging out there having a good time. And been wanting to go to this record store for a long time. So planned a day trip today for that particular area of Massachusetts with the family, and I was like, you know what, when we're done doing what we're doing, do you guys care if we drive like 15 minutes out of the way so I can hit up this record store? And they're like, yeah, definitely. So I knew I was going to get a Grail. I knew that what they had, like I said, been following them on Instagram for a really long time. I knew they were big with the OG pressings of just tons and tons of albums. So I was like, all right, I had a kind of like a mental list of like maybe 10 to 15 items that I was maybe looking for. And I could only afford like one because my wife was with me. So I didn't want to come out with $400 worth of stuff. But let me show you what I was able to pick up. So first is the band Hallows Eve, killer thrash band from Atlanta, Georgia. This is their album Monument. I believe this came out in, '88? Let's see, this is a Canadian press, I believe. A Metal Blade Records, yeah, 1988 Metal Blade. This is a OG. It's got the inner sleeve, the lyrics, and everything. And then here's the album right there. So yeah, Hallows Eve, killer thrash band from Atlanta. Liked these guys for a while. Didn't even know they were from Atlanta until I actually moved to Atlanta. But cool stuff, glad to have that in the collection. Next one I picked up was Creator's Endless Pain, the debut album from Creator. This is a reissue gatefold. Let's see, you got original album remastered with bonus tracks, double LP gatefold with sleeve notes from Millie Petroza. $39, not bad. I've been looking for an OG copy of this forever, but they're just wicked freaking pricey. So I was like, you know what, this is the next best thing. They did have Terrible Certainty, an OG, a killer picture disc of Pleasure to Kill, as well as a picture disc for Endless Pain. But I was like, I'm going to go with that one, just because it was one I've been wanting in the collection for a really long time, and I highly doubt I'm ever going to drop that kind of cash on an OG online. Maybe if I saw one in the wild, I might splurge, but I figured that was the next best bet, picking that one up. Next, I've got a cool Metallica bootleg called Fuck, F-U-C-K. This is from West Virginia, August 1st, 86. Battery, Puppets, Bells, Sanitarium, Side 2, Seek and Destroy, Creeping Death, and Damage Inc. with John Marshall on rhythm guitar. This is one of the shows they played after James broke his arm skateboarding. So James just sang, and John Marshall filled in on guitar. But this is a bootleg I've seen a bunch of times over the years, and I've been able to pick it up on purple vinyl. Pretty cool. So it wasn't bad. It was, what, $40? That's not bad at all. They had a really cool one called Fucking Nuts. 2 LP set from a show in '83, but I kind of didn't want to drop the $80 on that. Really cool album cover, but I thought this one was better. And last, but certainly not least, I was able to get a Grail, one of the albums in my head's list that I wanted. It's Megadeth's Killing Is My Business, Business Is Good. This is a first press, U.S. press on Combat Records. Was able to pick this up. There it is right there. So I paid $180 for this, which I probably paid more than I should. I'm not going to tell the wife. I kind of hid the bag in the back of the car. But yeah, super excited to have this in the collection. He had a couple of different versions, but this was the one that was on Combat. I'm going to show it again right there. And it's got the inner sleeve. So excited about that. But yeah, most definitely paid a little bit too much for it. But, heat of the moment, I knew I wanted to get something that was an item that's been missing from my collection for a really long time. They had a bunch of them up there. They had a handful of Overkills. They had pretty much every Iron Maiden album with Dickinson OGs. They had, you know, Sacred Reich. They had like 8 or 9 different Metallica ones, including a couple of EP, the Whiplash EP, and they had, you know, Slayer, a couple of Sodom picture discs. They had some really cool Death picture discs that I've never even seen before. A lot of really cool stuff. Could have went in a lot of different directions, but I was like, you know what? I want to complete the Megadeth collection OG, so I had to get this in it. So I was like, you know what? It's 180 bucks. I'm on vacation. I splurged. So Grail for me, really excited about that. So anyway, had a great time at Purchase Street Records. Talked to the guy. I wasn't the owner. He's a really cool dude. He's always on social media. Again, just like the store. He's kind of a famous figure, heavy metal figure in the area. But there was another gentleman working there. He was really nice, kind of pointed me in the right direction of what I was looking for when I came in, saw the shirt, and was like, what you want's over there. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, definitely if you're in the Southeast Massachusetts area and you got some time, definitely check it out. It's in New Bedford, Mass. It's only maybe like 30 minutes from Providence. You know, maybe like an hour from, like, you know, if you're in Foxborough for like a game or something or a concert, maybe like an hour and a half from Boston. But a really cool place. Definitely recommend checking it out. And like I said, huge for heavy metals, huge for grails, you know, OG pressings people might be looking for. So definitely give them a follow on social media and follow along, and maybe they'll put something on the shelf that you want. So anyway, that's what I got on my vacation. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel, and I'll have another video very soon. Cheers, everybody.